But like I was saying at the end of part one, and I'm sorry this is in two parts, but like I was saying, the reason it takes so long, but like I was saying, a movie file, a QuickTime movie file, which this is, believe it or not, a camera, which is what these video formats on a camera like this are. The reasons the rendering, the HD rendering, the converting, if you will, the encoding, the multiplexing, whatever you want to call it, takes so long to do is because one of the main things they're doing is they're expanding it and making it into high definition video, or AVC HD, if you will, as they call it, as the file is called, AVC HD. And what they're doing is they're also shrinking down the file. So in other words, let's say a 14-minute video, which the first part was, is near 700, that gets cut in half to basically about 400, if not 500. And let's say a 500 megabyte video or movie file gets cut down to 200 or 300. That's one of the main reasons it takes so long. One, they're converting the file to become into an HD file. They're multiplexing and rendering it to fill out the entire screen, as well as in the case of software like any video converter, they're shrinking it down to they're shrinking down the file so it won't fill out the entire computer. So in other words, it's 720. So in other words, it's 720p, but it's half of what the original file was. I know that probably doesn't make sense in the eyes of some, but it's true. It reduces the file format in half from its original file. So when it becomes an AVC, or I think that's what it is, or whatever it's called, an AVC HD, or whatever, like I said, whatever that format is called, file, it shrinks it down. Now you might ask yourself, now you might say to yourself, well, wait a minute. I thought when you do HD files, they go up. Well, again, it all depends on the software. It all depends on the software that you use. Any video converter is one of those softwares that goes with the AVC HD format and shrinks it down to where it is high definition, but it saves space on your computer. Which I guess makes sense. Now, again, some of you still may question that, but hey, I'm just someone like you trying to give my best opinions and answers to why it takes so long for video formats when they're rendered and converted and encoded and multiplexed into HD, either at 720 or 1080, why they take so long. I'm just trying to give the best answers I can, folks. I mean, I'm not Mr. Perfect, you know, I'm not Mr. Know-It-All, if you will. I'm just giving the best answers I can. Now, going back to what I said in part one, yes, it would be easier to go to a Best Buy or Walmart, or go online to Amazon.com and buy, or like say Amazon.com, order and buy a high-definition camera that goes up to 720 at least, if not 1080, all depending on your price range. That's the easier way to go. But it doesn't matter if that's the easier way to go. Because sometimes, from what I've understood, when you try to upload the video to your computer, it still takes a long time to upload because basically you're uploading high definition quality. That's basically what it is, folks. So even though that's the more logical thing to do, sometimes the more easier thing to do is to go out there, go online, and if you can find a torrent with, say, a crack code to it, a key crack code or a serial key crack code, whatever, keygen or whatever you call it, if you can find something like that, and basically that has the password and everything, and allows you to get a full version without paying for it, that's fine. But if you have to pay for it, okay, whatever. You still have to pay for it. You know, it doesn't matter. One of the more logical, and if not easier ways to go, if you can't afford to get a camcorder or a small camera that's HD, is to buy the software that does it. Now I know some of you will say, well, Brian, the software costs just as much. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. It all depends on what you can find on sale. That's what it's about. It's all depending on what you can find on sale and what's in your price range. But again, if you're lucky enough to go and find a torrent that gives you not just the software, but it gives you the keygen as it's called, which inside would include the code, the serial code, and whatever, then hey, more power to you. You get it without paying a price, without paying a cent, if you will. But still, you understand what I'm trying to say, folks. What I'm trying to say is that it doesn't matter what direction you want to go in. If you feel logically it makes more sense to go out and buy an HD camera or camcorder, which is in your, depending on if you can afford it or not, or if it's in your price range, then hey, go ahead. That's your decision, more power to you, as I've said before. But if you feel as though buying the software that allows you to convert to HD, take something like this, let's say you take something like, say, a camera like this that you may own, if you will, like what I own, and allow you to convert the file to high definition, if you will, allows you to convert the file to high definition, either 720 or even 1080, depending on the software, then hey, more power to you. And again, even more power to you. And I know I'm sounding like a broken record here. If you could probably get that software through a torrent or whatever that includes the serial key, the keygen, that includes the password and all that, well, you don't have to pay for it. If you don't, well, you don't have to pay for it, then more power to you again. But what I'm saying, but getting back to what I'm saying, the reason it takes so long is due to the fact that it's all about encoding, multiplexing, and whatever. Basically, they got to take a picture like this, a video like this, which if you watch my other videos, and they got to expand it. They got to expand it, encode it. They got to go through all that process, ripping, rendering, encoding, multiplexing, whatever, converting to expand it make it expand the full screen. So, but again, that's just one way to go. And if you want to get a web camera like Xero and Isaac has, then fine, all power to you there as well, because they're probably affordable too. But I'm just saying, probably the best way, one of the best, but I'm just saying either way is good. Either way is probably the best way. Web camera if you want to get it, which has high def, which lets you do high def videos, buying a high definition camcorder, or doing what I'm suggesting, or doing the converting part. Hey, all power, anywhere you want to go, that's fine, more power to you, because I probably, if I didn't have this any video converter and I wanted to do high def, I'd either try to do my best with Sony Vegas, or I'd go out and probably buy myself a high def web camera, or a high def camcorder, whatever. So, but again, any option is probably worth it, if you will. But again, they all have the same situation. They will take a while to upload to the computer and render and complete, because they are high definition video. So that's all I'm going to say. Comment down below. I'm sorry this was in 2 parts, and I'll talk to you all later.